Hi, this is Ogres. As you can see, I finally shaved. 1 second. Yeah, I finally shaved. I just haven't had my haircut done yet. Yeah, it was actually, I forgot to mention, it was my birthday about 11 days ago now, 10, 11 days ago. So yeah, I just turned 34 less than 2 weeks ago. So happy birthday to me. I got a cameo from a famous wrestler here in Australia, Adam Brooks, from my friend. Yeah. So this video is about the NXT review from March 10th, 2021. The episode from March 10th, 2021, which happens to be on my birthday. Yeah, before I get into that, I just purchased some tickets for some wrestling events here in Melbourne yesterday morning, which is the 20th of March. I purchased a ticket to Wrestle Rock 30, which will be my which will be on April 2nd, which is a Good Friday, and I haven't been to a Wrestle Rock since December 2019, when it was the Christmas edition. And yeah, the DMDU shows the other ticket, and that's on April 17th. Not only that, I will be watching all the NXT episodes leading into NXT Stand and Deliver, which is the 2-night takeover, and then I'm going to be watching the Hall of Fame that week, and I'm going to keep up with Raw and SmackDown. Maybe Dynamite if I want to, and also the 2-night WrestleMania over, I guess, Sunday and Monday. Whew. Then there's Raw the night after that, so that's 8 or 9 nights of wrestling straight, and then that big show on the 17th. Let me just check the calendar. Alright, so this is how April is going to look. So April 2nd is that Wrestle Rock show, and then April 3rd I'm going to be keeping up with SmackDown. Before I was really interrupted. Keeping up with SmackDown, and then the week after that, on the 6th is going to be Monday Night Raw, based on my time zone here. And then the 7th will be the Hall of Fame, and the 8th and the 9th will be the Takeover shows, and so on and so forth. So the wrestling is going to dominate the month of April for me, and for about 1, 2, 3, because I'm going to watch some classic shows as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 days straight of wrestling, even though there's nothing on the 3rd and the 4th, but there's still 12 days straight. And then on the 17th, that's 13 days, and then all the Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, it all adds up. That's like, even though it's not on the network, I'm still going to keep up with the results. I'm going to be watching 2 whole weeks of wrestling in the month of April. I haven't done that probably since before the pandemic, so that would have been back in 2019. Anyway, back to this, back to the original point of this video. The opening segment of this NXT episode is William Regal makes 2 huge announcements. One of them is the NXT Takeover, which I just mentioned. It's going to be 2 nights next month, and it's going to be called Stand and Deliver. It's going to take place the week of WrestleMania 37. And hold on a second. Okay, then the first match. Oh wait, what was the other announcement? Oh yeah, there's gonna be the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. All the women were out on the stage. Dakota, Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez was called into the ring by William Regal, and then yeah, they were crowned the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Of course, that wouldn't last too long, because not long after this, they were challenged. Pretty much after they were handed the titles, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon came out from the stage like minutes after this, not long after this, and they challenged them for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Pretty much just a couple of matches from the opening match. Yeah, the 3rd match on the show. So, you meaning to tell me they had a women's tag team title shot on the previous episode of NXT against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, And then the person that wasn't legal in the ring got choked out by Shayna Baszler, which is Dakota Kai, and then they lose the match because of an idiot official that's not even in NXT, Adam Pearce, just to be handed NXT Women's Tag Team titles, and then they have to defend it on the same show. That doesn't make your heels look very good, or doesn't make the NXT Women's Tag Team titles really that great, worth caring about. But we'll see what happens at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. Maybe they'll build it up strong for that takeover. Who knows? Anyway, back to this show. First match on the show was Io Shirai versus Toni Storm for the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai is defending. She won by submission, which was a surprise because Toni Storm, she never beat Toni Storm, and she finally beat her on this. I don't want to say throwaway NXT episode, but yeah, I mean it took place on my birthday, so that's something. Excuse me. Then we have a segment. Finn Balor discusses tonight's title defense. It's obviously against Adam Cole in the main event. And then the segment backstage. Reed gives LA Knight a colossal warning in regards to what he's been saying about him, I guess. The match number 2 is Jake Atlas versus Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne wins by submission, and it's really brutal. He does this to his fingers, and then he hooks a submission, which was brutal looking at the same time. I hope I did that right, the way I did it. And then promo. Imperium's offer to Thatcher and Ciampa. Nothing really to care about here. Moving on. Promo. Leon Ruff will take on Isaiah Scott next week. Well, I just watched the latest NXT episode from the 17th of March, just yesterday. And that match never took place. There was supposed to be a tag team match as well between Imperium and Thatcher and Ciampa. That also didn't take place. It was a singles match that replaced it. I will get into that in the next video review about the 17th March edition of Raw, of NXT, I mean. So yeah. I think it's because of the COVID outbreak is what caused those matches to be cancelled. That's just my speculation on that. The third match of the show, here we go. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, who are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, face Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Yeah, and Ember Moon and Shotzi, they win by pinfall after Shotzi pinned Dakota. So Dakota lost again for the second week in a row. And now we have new Women's Tag Team Champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. I think they should have faced off in a match probably to determine the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions at the NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. That's what I would have done, but I'm not the general manager or the runner of NXT. But what I would have done is built up the match between these two teams who are in the Women's Dusty Cup Classic Tag Team Final, whatever the name for that is, in the first ever Women's Dusty Cup. I would have done a build-up. I would have built it up starting on this episode of NXT, and then I would have done 4 weeks of build leading into this match at a takeover. That's what I would have done, but anyway. There's a promo backstage. Adam Cole looks to become a 2-time champion. Another promo backstage. Austin Theory is furious at Dexter Lumis. Then there's a promo. WWE and Girl Up celebrate female athletes. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Maybe check it out on the network or just Google search what Girl Up is. Something to do with sponsoring women athletes. I think that's what it's about. Then match number 4. Kaden Carter versus Xia Li. Xia Li won by DQ when Casey Catanzaro, I think that's her name, who was on crutches, hit her with one of the crutches when Xia Li was about to injure her friend. So she saved her from a beating, I guess, a horrible beating. Promo. Then there's a promo. Jordan Devlin is coming to NXT next week. I did just watch this on the WWE Network. I'll get into that in the next video review on that episode of NXT. Then there's a promo. Zoe Stark on realizing her dream. A promo backstage. Escobar believes he is a true champion. Then there's another match, match number 5. Legado del Fantasma versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma win by pinfall after a distraction by MSK in astronaut suits. And I think his name is James Gibson. I think one of the MSK members, they use the helmet to crush his hand on the steel steps, and they take out one of the members of the Grizzled Young Veterans, who I believe are going to get their revenge on MSK somehow. MSK originally were taken out of the NXT Tag Team title match, so there's a rivalry going on there. And then there's a promo. Io Shirai confronts Raquel Gonzalez. She wants to have a match with Raquel Gonzalez, likely at a takeover, at the next takeover Stand and Deliver in April. This will be followed up on the next video review on the next episode of NXT. And then there's a promo backstage. Thatcher and Ciampa respond to Imperium. And then the main event, the sixth match on the show, is Finn Balor going in as the NXT champion against Adam Cole. Finn Balor won by pinfall. Kyle O'Reilly. Hold on a sec. Kyle O'Reilly came out to distract Adam Cole. Finn Balor eventually hit his 1916 move, I think, and then the coup de grace, and pinned Adam Cole. And then Kyle O'Reilly attacked Adam Cole after the match, and then they brought backstage, or he must have beat him up. He was going to give him a brain bust on the steps, but the referee stopped it, and then they went backstage, and then Finn Balor turned. He said, "What took you so long?" and turned around and saw Karrion Kross with his arms folded. I guess that's going to be his next challenger at the NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver, the 2-night takeover. The 2 nights takeover. Yeah, so that was. Hold on a sec. Shit, when these things pop up. Anyway, that was it. What is this now? Anyway, that was it for. That was it for that episode of NXT. Let me know what you thought about that episode of NXT in the comments below, and give my video a like. Yeah, I will. I was supposed to do a review on the DMDU show that I went to a couple of weeks ago, but I'll probably leave that until the end of this month. I am definitely going to do a review on the Wrestle Rock show and the next DMDU show that I'm going to attend in April. And I'm definitely going to review the... I guess the first time I'm ever going to review the Hall of Fame ceremony, which will be next month. There wasn't one last year, so they're going to do 2 this year. They already had the lineup planned for 2020. I didn't do the review for the Hall of Fame 2019, but this will be the first time I'll do it this year. I'm also going to do a review of NXT and Dynamite. I'll probably do the 17th March review of NXT and Dynamite together or separate. The NXT one I'm going to record soon. The Dynamite one I'll record once I check the results, because I don't have the subscription for it right now. Anyway, yeah, that was that for that video. This has been Ogres. Peace out.